Oh no, it's a lie. Clap it. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I want to say I told you so, but maybe not really. Depends on how you feel about it. There's a lot we need to learn about it. Don't really have a plan. That's when you just start throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. And anyone who's done that, every now and then some shit sticks. But the vast majority of the time, you just end up with a room full of shit that you got to clean up. You gonna have to clean that mess up. And I don't want to sound like an AI boomer or doomer, because I think it's good to have a healthy level of skepticism with new products, especially new products that seem to be running wild, like with their hair on fire, with no contingency plans or anything in the realm of security. And I'm not going to say my sources, but I'm in the industry. I'm an industry plant. I lied on my resume, got my job. I'm a plant in the industry. There's no way in hell OpenAI, which is powered by big tech, is outperforming the S&P 500, which is all the big techs, right? Companies. There's a bubble here. And the illusion that it's not going to pop is one thing. But that's not to say that we're not going to gain or ascertain something from OpenAI. But it's very clear that OpenAI is starting to lie. And we have two stories we want to cover. This is going to sort of be a well-rounded coverage, because what does it mean for investors, and then how is the implications of it on regular people? And by regular people, I mean people who use AI on the internet and social media. AI products like ChatGPT, much hype, but not much use, study says. This article really starts to ground out what is it usable. This could be for two different reasons. One, a vast majority of people don't really know how to use AI, which I'm leaning towards. And then two, people don't find the AI products to be that useful. There's a lot of people think technology is linear, and it just it increases exponentially. But in reality, there's dips, there's slows, there's plateaus. And I don't think the gap between what we had in 2015 to now, as far as ChatGPT's capabilities, has been significant. Stack Overflow has been around since that, and before that, Reddit was around, right? People found a way to find the answers, forums and all that thing. We found our ways of surviving. But apparently people, even when given the opportunity to use some of these quality AIs, choose not to. Let's find out why. Very few people are regularly using much hyped artificial intelligence AI products like ChatGPT. A survey suggests researchers surveyed 12,000 people in 6 countries, including the UK, with only 2% of British respondents saying they use such tools on a daily basis. I don't have OpenAI, ChatGPT, none of that in my browser, downloaded on my phone, none of that. I've yet to use it daily. I probably use it the most when I'm looking for breakdowns of people's code on the internet. Because no one likes to write comments in their codes, because writing comments isn't clean code. You guys are losers, okay? There's a bunch of new people trying to read your code and learn, and we can't figure it out. Put some damn comments. The level of disrespect. Do you feel in charge? Because you don't write comments in your code. You're an animal. No, I'm just playing. I'm going to be like you when I grow up. But the study from Reuters Institute and Oxford University says young people are bucking the trend, with 18 to 24-year-olds most eager adopters of the tech. Dr. Richard Fletcher, the reporter's lead author, told BBC that there was a mismatch between the hype around AI and the public interest in it. A misconception between the hype and the public's interest. It's almost like those VC bros aren't real people. The study examined views on generative AI tools, the new generation of products that can respond to simple text prompts with human sounding answers, as well as image, audio, and video. Generative AI burst into the public conscious when ChatGPT was launched in November 2022. The attention OpenAI chatbot attracted set off an almighty arms race amongst tech firms who ever since have been pouring billions of dollars into developing their own generative AI features. This is going to tell us what AI is. We already know what it is. So there, and that goes to the beginning part of the statement that I made, which is there's a lot of money being pumped into this. The tech companies that are going to use AI have found a way to make AI more profitable than the tech companies, which is wild. Hopes and fears. The new generative AI products has also sparked an intense public debate about whether they will be positive or negative impacts. Predicted outcomes have ranged from optimism, from boosting economic growth, to discovery of new life-saving drugs, which are both true. The way that it was able to fabricate new drug threat lines was pretty impressive. I've seen the capabilities in that. But the problem is, do we have the technology to keep up with it? And also, it hallucinates and tries to put five bonds on a four-sided carbon. So there is there is a few things to pump the brakes with there, but it does run. And when they say economic boost, that just means somebody's losing their job because a robot does it now. So I don't know about economic boost. Maybe shareholder boost for sure. The new job is to see how many stocks you can own with whatever your minimum wage is so you can make money off of your dividends. The pessimists, meanwhile, have gone as far as suggesting the threat to humanity itself. I'm not there yet, but I definitely see Skynet on the horizon. This research attempted to gauge what public thinks. Findings. The majority expect generative AI to have a large impact on the society in the next 5 years, particularly for news, media, and science. Interesting. Most said they think generative AI will make their own lives better. When asked whether generative AI will make society as a whole better or worse, people generally are more pessimistic. Interesting. People's hopes and fears for generative AI vary a lot depending on the sector. Dr. Fletcher told BBC people are generally optimistic about the use of generative AI in science and healthcare, but more wary about it being used in news journalism and worried about the effects it might have on job security. He said that the research showed it was important for everyone, including the government and regulatory, to apply nuance to the debate around AI. The findings were based on a response to an online questionnaire fielded in 6 countries: Argentina, Denmark, France, Japan, the UK, and the US. We have reason to wait in breath, to be in waited breath. I think that's a great test. It was online. There's a bunch of bars there, and this isn't the general population, but the preliminary studies of it show that there is a sort of hesitation, and rightfully so, because our eyes and ears don't deceive us. A friend of mine, female friend, sent me a post the other day that was about, it was like a gender war debate thing, 50-50. Come on, guys, let's grow the hell up. Do you want to be a partner, a group, or not? But basically, it was like, who should pay 50-50? She sent me the video to watch the video. And when I looked at the video, I said, at least the people in the comment section are speaking with common sense. And she's like, no, they're not. They're speaking like animals. And in the comment section, for me, it was a bunch of women that said they were open to doing 50-50 with the man that they truly care about. And in her comment section, it was a bunch of men saying women who don't want to do 50-50 don't want a partnership. And it was crazy because we had the same video, same time. The two top comments were different for 2 different people. And that is the manipulation that social media has with the baby version of AI, right? That's the manipulation power they have now. Imagine if they could do that by figuring out everything that you've ever asked the internet and handtailing and curtailing information specifically for you. That in itself is a dire situation where our privacy and our concerns get elevated. That your spider sense that's tingling about AI, you might not want to ignore that while getting hit by a fucking bus. Because Meta identifies networks pushing deceptive content likely generated by AI. So Facebook, Meta, is already having issues with this whole generative AI thing with their profiles. Let's see what's going on. Said on Wednesday, it found likely AI generated content was deceptively on its Facebook and Instagram platform, including comments phrasing Israel handling of the war in Gaza, published below posts from global news organizations and the U.S. lawmakers. The social media company, in a quarterly security report, said the accounts posed as Jewish students, African Americans, and other concerned citizens targeted audiences in the United States and Canada, and attributed the campaign to Tel Aviv-based political marketing firm Stokic. So a firm has been appropriating digital people, black, Jewish, so on and so forth, to push their political agendas. This is something I see in my comment section. If I have the time to think about it and I find it, you'll see this comment here where I'm talking about the Assassin's Creed game and how even in my comment section, like, are you a bot? Like, I just was curious, like, man, this seems too prepared. And he never responded, obviously. So I'm only left to believe he's a bot. Hey, if you see this and you're not a bot, while Facebook has found basic profile photos generated by artificial intelligence in influence operations since 2019. The report is the first to disclose that the use of text-based generative AI technology since it emerged in 2022. Researchers have fretted the generative AI, which can quickly and cheaply produce human-like text, imagery and audio, could lead to more effective disinformation campaigns and sway electors. So the thing that we have here is the confirmation of people's pessimism in the previous article. These two things combined. Now, if you're someone on Facebook, first and foremost, like, what's wrong with you? Nani? Like, is everything okay at home? Like, why are you on Facebook? Facebook is a barren wasteland for all of our boomer friends and families. We share our photos on Instagram. We talk to each other on Twitter, and we watch each other's videos on TikTok. Get off of Facebook. But if you can think back to the last election where they basically sold our information to a company that then created manipulative information on the Facebook to persuade people one way or the other. And now imagine a computer being able to multiply that and magnify that by the thousands, hundreds of thousands. The greatest weakness our people have when it comes to dealing with the internet is that nobody was ever educated on the internet. Computer literacy, internet literacy is something that is literally making people fall for scams, fall for misinformation. I remember seeing a dude on Facebook like a picture of a 6-legged dog, thinking it was a deformity and saying, God bless this dog for living. Look how happy this dog is with his deformity. This is just a wonderful lesson on how God might not think, but like God might not smile on you, but you can smile on God. And I was just like, it's a generative photo. And he's like, well, it's still a good photo because the cognitive dissonance doesn't work on them. There's brain rot at this point. They don't see past. They might have gotten the letter, but they didn't even open the envelope. So a hefty level of skepticism has to be approached. And once again, this is happening in real time. OpenAI is going to run into an issue far before there are rules and regulations to stop that issue from happening. Whatever that issue is, you got to be prepared. We have to be prepared. And with this election barreling forward, it's almost like people are holding their breath because We're about to hit literally. If there's not a 31st month in this, I think there's a 31st. We're about to hit the 6-month mark of 2024. And aren't you tired already of hearing about AI? Aren't you tired of hearing about the election? Aren't you tired of hearing about? Aren't you just tired of dumb people on the internet? This shit is about to get cranked up to 11. And I don't know what to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you this, yo. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. How are you protecting yourself on this internet? Like, share, and subscribe. Hey, the Patreon's in the description. Check it out.